Hey, hello, what's up? We're in a different setting today. I've been recording the other videos at home while I was home for the holidays, and now I'm back at my place in New York. And so, no more DVDs, but more exposed brick. So today we're talking about The Lost Daughter. We'll be talking about The Lost Daughter and another movie after this, but first off, it's The Lost Daughter, which just released on Netflix Friday, I think. The synopsis is pretty basic, so I didn't really write anything down for this one. A woman goes on vacation at the beach in Greece and is confronted with the troubles from her past. So generally the plot, Olivia Colman, who is the lead in this movie, goes on vacation by herself, and she sees this big family who they keep saying are like these bad people. I never really understood it. But she gets triggered by this other mother who loses her daughter on the beach one day, and so she goes, she finds a kid, but that like almost triggers this entire experience for her of like it like opens this floodgate of past trauma she has in parenthood with her kids, and that's kind of just how it goes. My opinion on the movie overall, I think that's a cool premise. I think that for the directorial debut of Maggie Gyllenhaal was very good. I think she did something very specific with the style, which I like. She used close-ups to kind of tell very intimate moments. I enjoyed that. I don't think it was the best direction. I know she's winning a lot of awards. Like, they got a lot of nominations at the Indie Spirits Awards. I know she won basically everything at the Gotham Awards. So it's really successful. I could see why it's like a critical darling. I know obviously critics love Maggie Gyllenhaal, and so I mean, I'm not like opposed to it. It wasn't my favorite. I think the premise is cool enough. I think there are certain things that didn't need to happen. Like they kept over the course of the movie being like, oh, this. They never really fleshed out a lot of the stuff they brought up. Where it's like they kept referring to this other family that was like the only other people in this resort or on this beach. Excuse me. And as like these terrible people, and they're like, watch out for them, and then nothing ever came of that. Like they never did anything bad or even really showed. It was like you saw that they intimidated people, but you never really found out any reason why. Then two was like Ed Harris's character is kind of into Olivia Colman's character, and they have like one scene together, nothing happens, and then yeah, that's it. And it's like his last scene, even they're like dancing at this like event that's going on, and he's like, then the family shows up and he's like, we've had a great night, but you should go. You never see him again. It's like, so I think there are certain things that were cool ideas but never got fleshed out, which is like, overall there are a lot of things that showed that this was, because Gyllenhaal also, she wrote it, so it's kind of like she just put the whole thing together, and it showed a bit that she hadn't done this before for me. That's not to judge either. I mean, it is, but it isn't, where it's like, I'm not saying I could do any better, but I'm saying like it showed that she hasn't done this, because there were certain ideas that were cool in theory, but seemed like there just wasn't enough time in the film to flesh those out, and she chose to kind of just stick with Olivia Colman's character, and I think that hurt it a bit for me, because I was like, I wanted to see some of those other things kind of get figured out or explained a little bit more, or I wanted to see a bit of it, but we didn't, which is okay. I mean, it's her first movie, and she's still very good. Character-wise, Olivia Colman, great. I'm not the biggest fan of her, only because like I see that she could be so good, but in everything she does, it seems like what she gets awarded for is always the things where she doesn't do anything. Where I saw The Favorite, I think that she just played a brat, and it was a very one-dimensional character, and it's like, I think Emma Stone was probably the best character in that movie. And then Olivia Colman wins an Oscar over Glenn Close, who I didn't see Glenn Close in, I think it was like The Wife was the movie, but I know Glenn Close, and I've seen her in everything, and everything she does is very like showy in its own way, but good, and it's like, Glenn Close probably should have won that. I don't know. I just wasn't a fan of Olivia Colman because I did see her, and I watched it on a flight somewhere, and I fell asleep, and I had to rewatch it, and then I didn't love it, and I don't know. And then The Crown, she had I think she was there for 2, maybe 3 seasons, but like her first season was her best season. Didn't win anything for it. This last season with Diana was far and away the lead and the best player. Coleman was arguably supporting the whole season, and she wins Best Actress. Again, I don't understand it, but I also, for that reason, wouldn't put it past them to give her nothing for this, even though I think this was better than her in like The Favorite and stuff. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I think she was definitely the highlight of it. which obviously takes me to my favorite part. I think it was Olivia Colman. I really liked her in this. Everything was solid. That's really all I have to say. My final grade for it was a 3.5 out of 5 stars because, again, very good quality, but just some missing pieces. It wasn't a completely, it didn't seem like a complete film. It seemed like somebody who had a lot of talent but not a lot of experience made it, and it showed for me, and so that took it down an extra half a notch from like a, you know, a 4-star usually means it's like a film that hit exactly what it wanted to hit and it just didn't reach me. This was something where I was like, I liked it and I wanted it to hit more points and it didn't, but I see where it was coming from and what it was going for. And for that reason, 3.5 stars. I think it was good. It's free on Netflix, so I definitely recommend it. It doesn't get boring in any, well, you might get bored, but I enjoyed it. I never got like check out kind of bored, but it wasn't the most intriguing at all times. I think the shots make up for the points that get kind of boring, which is good on her directing. But yeah, so it's free on Netflix, so why not give it a watch? Let me know what you think down below. And that is The Lost Daughter